This is your time. You become the main character in your life, and everybody is not going to like that. Everybody is used to you being a supporting character in their lives. They're not used to you being the main character of your own life. See, there are some people, when you start getting confident, when you recognize your worth and you value as a woman, when you start becoming the main character of your life and you're no longer just a supporter to other people, they are not going to like you, and they are going to try to hinder your progress and deplete your energy simply because you become a more confident woman. Some people refuse to recognize that this is your time. A lot of women sit back and allow other people to dump on them to make them feel bad about the things that they are accomplishing. But the more you level up, the more you focus, the more work and effort you put into whatever it is you're doing, you are going to see results. And there are going to be some people who do not like those results. They're going to want you to think lightly of whatever it is you're accomplishing. They don't want to see you celebrate your wins, but this is your time. I know exactly what I'm talking about because I used to be like that, where anytime I would accomplish something great, I tried to keep it low key because I didn't really want anybody to see. I didn't want anybody to say anything. I didn't want to deal with people trying to, tell me, okay, calm down. It's not that big a deal. Anytime somebody tries to convince you that whatever it is that you have worked hard for and have accomplished is not that big a deal, when they try to get you to kind of tone it down a notch simply because you're excited about your moment, those are not your people. And that is a hindrance to your growth, to your level up. See, you need to surround yourself with people who understand that winning is not a negative. But there are some people, they have this level of fake humility that tells them that it's not okay to celebrate their wins, that it's not okay to show excitement or enthusiasm about the things they accomplish. People like that will drain your energy. People like that will try to make you feel bad for the blessings, for the gifts, for the skills, for the talents, for all of the things that you are doing for you. When you become the main character in your life and you're no longer content with just supporting other people's vision, other people's dreams, you actually want to do something for yourself, do not be surprised at the opposition you get. It's because some people may be accustomed to you being that girl that's okay with crumbs. But when you're no longer okay with crumbs, when you now want the entire cake, you want to enjoy a really, really decent life. You want to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You want to enjoy and experience different things. That's not being arrogant or prideful. That is being a woman who understands that she is just as valuable as the next person, and that you wanting better things, you wanting to do more, you wanting to accomplish things is not a negative. When you start putting yourself first, because really this is what that comes down to, you will get so much pushback from people who are accustomed to you being there at their every beck and call. When you stop doing those kind of things and you start putting yourself first and enjoying it, there are going to be some people who are not going to like it. They're going to try to gaslight you into believing that you are not humble, you are not nice, you are not this, simply because now you become laser focused on your job, on your business, on getting your money up, on getting your weight together, on getting your clothing together. You're buying nice things for yourself and not just for the kids, not just focusing on other people. And I am not saying that focusing on other people is not good. Of course, if you're a spiritual woman, of course, you want to help others, serve others, all that kind of stuff. It's not about that. You can do that without neglecting yourself. And some people are so mentally depleted and spiritually gaslit into believing that focusing on themselves is somehow arrogant. Get used to be called arrogant when you are the kind of woman who actually starts taking care of herself. This brings me to the next point. When you are a woman who starts taking better care of herself, meaning you put your wellness first, your mental, your spiritual, your physical wellness first. You start saying no to things that you used to say yes to all the time. You're no longer concerned with trying to please other people all the time, that you put yourself in inconvenient, uncomfortable situations in order to make other people happy. You're not really doing those kind of things anymore. Don't be surprised at how people will look at you as if you're arrogant, cocky, self-centered, simply because you dare not to be uncomfortable or inconvenienced based on what somebody else wants from you. And again, it is not to say you can't help other people, but when you become more focused on yourself, when you become the main character in your life, you don't allow other people to tell you what's good for you. You start to determine what is good for you. And for me personally, from a spiritual standpoint, I get guidance from God. And based on that guidance, I make moves. And I can tell you, it has never, God has never directed me to care about what so-and-so thinks, whoever thinks, in order to make a move. And this is a little bit of a sidebar, but I feel like it needs to be said. Some people believe being a good spiritual woman, being a good godly woman, being a good Christian is allowing other Christians to dictate to you exactly how you should be and how you should live, as if God's plans and purposes for each of us is not individualized. So I don't really like that idea of, as long as I'm doing whatever she said do, I'm going to be okay. No, as long as I do whatever God told me to do, I'm going to be okay. But I digress. Because there are some people, they get so high and mighty and overzealous, overly righteous, that they think their way and how they are is the standard of holiness. When in actuality, a lot of them only have an appearance of holiness. But I'm going to let that go. These people, they will start looking at you like you're arrogant, cocky, prideful, simply because you dare to be the main character of your own life. And a lot of people, especially women, they suffer in being broke and being broken and being physically and mentally exhausted because they've allowed other people to tell them who and how to be. When you start getting your direction clear, when you start taking time to really zone in and focus on how you want to be, you will no longer just get your value from what you can do for other people, but you will get your value from who you are as a woman. A woman who truly leans into her femininity, her feminine softness, when she truly understands who she is as a divine feminine woman, you will understand that your worth is not based on how much you allow other people to drain you. Your worth and your value is not based on how much you allow other people to use you up. Your worth and your value is not determined on how tired you are at the end of the week. That means you've accomplished things, so now you're worthy. Absolutely not. When you become the main character of your own life, you start recognizing that you have unique plans and purposes for yourself. You know that you have certain, I would say, marching orders that don't always include being a peasant for other people. It doesn't always include allowing people to mentally and emotionally drain you. When you start separating yourselves from people who want to take advantage of you, who want to take advantage of your kindness, who want to take advantage of your spirituality, they want to use your love for God for their own gain, you soon understand that you need to be a little bit more focused on yourself. And when you get focused on yourself, when you become the main character in your own life, when you start focusing on how good you can look, how good you can feel, when you start focusing on your education, your health, you will see a change in yourself. But the problem with so many women is that we don't stop long enough to do those kind of things. We allow other people and what they say we should be doing to rule over us. And as I have said, I'm not talking about complete free-for-all, sinful behaviors, all of that. Absolutely not. For me, once again, my direction comes from God. So this has nothing to do with being irresponsible. It has something to do with being focused and aligned with what you should be doing as a woman. So these people, they're going to call you prideful, cocky, arrogant, simply because you become the main character in your own life. And I want to backtrack onto this being your time and celebrating your wins. There will be some people who cannot celebrate your wins. And anytime you get excited about something that you have done or accomplished, they are not going to be able to handle it. There are going to be some people who are going to look at you like you have changed, like you have backslid. For my spiritual women, they're going to look at you as if you are doing something just so horribly wrong because you're excited that you have a new job. You're no longer broke. You don't have your money troubles like that anymore. You are not overweight anymore. You enjoy and like how you look and feel in your clothing. And they're going to look at you like, that's the pride of life all over you. No, it's not. That's crazy. Now, arrogance, that's something different. When you start walking around, I'm not talking about narcissism, but when you feel good about the fact that you lost 10 pounds or you got a job and you don't have to worry about money and you're just living in your moment. You're thankful to God for what you have and what you're doing, and you're just living in your moment. And you're surrounded by energy draining people who feel like you're not being humble enough because you're happy. That is something that can break a woman when she is trying to better herself and level up. So don't allow people to gaslight you into believing that celebrating your blessings, celebrating your gifts, being happy that you have overcome and evolved is somehow a negative. People who believe that way, in my opinion, suffer from low self-esteem. They've been programmed to believe that they are nothing, they will never be nothing, and they can't accomplish anything. And because they have that kind of programming, they want you to have that same kind of programming too. Do not believe it. Even as a spiritual woman, even as a follower of Jesus, I see nowhere in scripture where it says we have to feel like we are broke down, busted, and disgusted in order to serve God. And forgive me if I get a little passionate. I just don't like it. So these people, they're going to treat you as if you are public enemy number one because you become the main character in your own life. Because you refuse to allow people to dump on the things that you work so hard for. And you're not going to tone it down. You are going to sing praises to God and you are going to enjoy your moment. And that is okay. Like and subscribe to Soft Strength Society, where we overcome, evolve, and elevate as women. If any of that interests you, hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. And if you have not subscribed to my other channel, All Things Woman, check that out as well. I think you'll like it. And please leave the beautiful butterfly emoji in the comment section. I absolutely love to see it. Take care.